final night of the regular season here, coming from the 2011 Delco Pro-Am from Competitive Edge Sports in King of Prussia. We've got 4 great games coming your way and a lot of questions still to be answered about who's going to make the playoffs and who's not. We got one game coming up first of all here, Millennium taking on HC Ball. Both teams kind of know where they're about going to stand. Millennium coming in at 7-2, HC Ball at 1-8. But for Millennium, this is a game that you don't want to lose. You want to have some momentum going into the playoffs.
Certainly looks like a mismatch on paper, so we'll see how it turns out here tonight.
Yeah, for Millennium, how do they have to go about avoiding the upset against an HC Ball team that upset Hoops 365 their last time out?
Number one, Akeem Wright. Akeem Wright, he's played unbelievable the last 2 games, scoring a combined 58 points in his last 2 games. That's without John Salmons here, the big player for Millennium. And he needs to continue playing that way that he has, Akeem Wright, especially if John Salmons isn't here. He's going to have to continue playing on that level. Like I said, 58 points the last 2 nights. We'll see if he can build on that going into tonight. Number 2, get 5 guys here. They forfeited a few nights ago. That dropped them down in the standings. If it weren't for that forfeit, they'd be the number 1 seed right now, and they'd be playing tonight to clinch a number 1 seed going into the playoffs. So get 5 guys here. You don't want to lose a game just on a forfeit. It's just not a good way to lose. Number 3, play team basketball. They've been playing it all season long. We'll see if they can continue to do that tonight. And if they do, they spread the ball around. There's so many weapons on this team. You spread it around to all those weapons, and you can't go wrong. Whoever's hands the ball is in, you can't go wrong with this Millennium team.
Yeah, weapons top to bottom, like you said. Kenny Hasbrook, John Salmons, mentioned Akeem Wright, Tashid Carr. These guys, really anyone that has the ball is a good option to go to, especially when they're out in transition. One of the most effective running teams in the league. On the flip side of that, though, HC Ball coming in at 1-8. They play hard. They're still going to go get a scrappy team, and they could potentially pull out this upset here if Millennium's not careful.
Well, they came out with their best game of the season by far a few days ago against Hoops 365, coming out with a huge upset there. Hoops 365 on their way to the playoffs. Build off that last game. Nate Connolly and Zach Silverman came out. They haven't been out here very often for HC Ball, but they came out last game and they played unbelievable. And even without Nate Connolly and Zach Silverman, guys like Sam Permut played unbelievable team basketball and played just their best by far game overall. Number 2, Nate Connolly. Does he show up? Does he show up here at the Delco Pro-Am? Like we said, he hasn't been very consistent with showing up for HC Ball, but does he show up here tonight? And if he is on the floor, can he build off that performance he had last game against Hoops 365? The guy can shoot mid-range. The guy can shoot from outside. He can board down low. He can score down low. He can pass. Yeah. Nate Connolly is a complete player, and it's a completely different ball game when he's in for HC Ball. Number 3, play for a moral victory. They haven't had that much success here in the Delco Pro-Am. They're 1-8 coming into this game, but how great would it be for HC Ball to say, we beat the champs. We beat Millennium. You might not have the greatest record coming in. They're 1-8 once again, but if you can say that you beat the best team in this league, as Millennium proved last year, and one of the elite teams this year, great moral victory for HC Ball if they can pull it off.
It would be a great upset. They beat Hoops 365 team that was in first place previously, so you never know what's going to happen here at the Delco Pro-Am. We've got Millennium and HC Ball coming your way in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere.